if you don't like League of Legends, the game, just stay tuned because I'm just gonna technically play League of Legends. I'm gonna dive deep into the Star Guardian lore. Disclaimer, be aware, spoilers ahead. All the text that needed to be done before the video. This is gonna contain a lot of spoilers. And I'm gonna make a recap at the beginning of the whole story. It has like hours long of lore. Even if you don't like League of Legends, Riot's writing team is amazing. All the lore are available online. You can watch them on the Riot's website. Everything is gonna be linked, but if it's like too much information, just watch a accurate video. My cat is also here. She's also very interested in the Star Guardian lore. And before anything happens, because I assume not many people know about the story, let's just have a little recap. First of all, there is a lore recap made by Riot Games. Previously on Star Guardian, the story so far. I'm trying to be very fast, but once again, if you guys actually want to dive deep into the story, I recommend just turn off the stream, turn off the YouTube video, dive into it and watch the rest afterwards. Because it's pretty good. Prior to Lux, because Lux was the first Star Guardian we've seen obviously on the skin. But before she became a Star Guardian, before there was a team Ori, Miss Fortune, Zaya, Rakan, and Nico. And also Star Guardians are against Zoe. Zoe is this like big dark magician. She's just as powerful as she's in the game. Zoe has killed Zaya and Rakan. Miss Fortune, or Sarah, her name is Sarah. Sarah tried to save them, but Ori was like, they can't be saved, so let's just go ahead. And Nico was also lost in this fight. First light. You can just watch these pages if you want. It's actually pretty fun. Like everyone has like a bio. This is the first generation of Star Guardians, which is like the second, but the first that was introduced to us. You know what I mean. But something I want to point out is everyone is having so-called mediums, magical mediums. And obviously it's called Kura. Just like my dear cat Kurami. Kurami. Hey, you would like Jinx. She has a little thing called Kura. Jinx from Arcane! This is Heimerdinger from Arcane. I am in Arcane. So it was like Jinx, also Jenna. Obviously blood types. This is a Japanese themed stuff, so has to have blood types. Anyways, this is the first one. Alone against the darkness, absent, the friendship and the close bonds the Guardians need to begin her journey to create a team to join her. This is how it's all started. Now, there is the Burning Bright. This is like the first anime type of video. And this is like the first like team that we see together, you know? Lux, Jinx, Lulu, Jenna, Poppy, Lux. No, I said Lux. Yes. Basically what this video is all about, that they're fighting, but Jinx is like, no, I ain't doing this anymore because we're risking our lives and we're just gonna be burnt out. So they kind of like split up. They start fighting the Baron. 4 people can't do the Baron. I know this because I'm Challenger. And then Jinx appears. Danny on the Jinx. 2016, already knew the Danny Penta. Jinx appears and she's like, now we can do it. And the 5 of them defeat the Baron. That's the whole story behind this. We have a whole visual novel to play. So I'm rushing through the storyline now. The New Horizon, not the Animal Crossing. No. This is about a different Star Guardian team because there are more Star Guardian teams. And that's where we learn about Ori. But let's go back because Ori was before Lux. This is like a pre-sequel kind of thing. Like prequel. Wow, that's why it's called prequel, because pre-sequel. Obviously, Ori and Sarah, known as Miss Fortune. Even though lost 3 members, and that's like hers, obviously hers to them, they still recruited a new team with Syndra, Ezreal, and Soraka, and now fighting the evil, just like Lux's team, but in like different parts of the universe. And Ori, just watching them, the stars left behind her dead teammates. Rakan, Zaya, and Nico are the ones who have fallen at this point in the story. And Ori pledges that she's never gonna lose another member again. New team, which is consisting of Ori, obviously, Sarah, Miss Fortune, Soraka, Ezreal, and Syndra. This is Syndra. And there comes Starfall. Starfall has like a whole story. It's long. It's very long. Thankfully, we have a little bit of we have a recap, like in Rascal Jester. This is where actually the two teams that we know of, the Lux team and the Ori team, meet again. They're just playing together in like one big room. Obviously, Yordles are causing some trouble. There's the Kurami. Yeah, this looks like Kurami just wanna eat the pancake. Because obviously Ori is the bigger leader. Lux wants Ori to lead this new team. But Ori is still kind of afraid of his story repeating itself. Afraid of losing the team members again. So she's like, no, Lux, you need to step up. You need to be the leader of the Star Guardians. Next, the slumber party summoning. The pajama skins. They just go to the pajama party, but there's gonna be a dark portal opening. No casualties though. Lux and Sarah became close friends. Sarah is still haunted by the memories of what happened with the previous members. The slumber party arc was so boring. I think it was just a filler for the manga to get it. Yes. This is like the beach episode. Holy shit. It just hit me. This is the beach episode of Star Guardian. Anyways, it just brings them closer. And now this is where the actual shit start to happen in the Twilight Star. It sounds like a Zelda game, but it isn't. Quite a long story. Just summed up very quickly what happened is that Sarah opens up the locks. Sarah is deeply hurt on what happened with the original team. And Valorant City is where they live. This is where Valorant coming from. Little trivia fact. Once again though, the Star Guardians bond their friendship and trust will be put into the limit in order to protect their home, its inhabitants, and each other from the Twilight Star. What happened with the light and the shadow? And we have a video of this. Once again, I think probably most of you have seen this video. Suddenly see that, wait a second, Zaya is alive? Now this is a big revelation that something may be going on. What just happened? I'm gonna spoil it out for you because we don't have 3 minutes to watch the whole video. Zaya and Rakan got corrupted by Zoe. Nico was about to fall, but in the last second, someone came through the big door, and that was Ari. And Ari saves Nico, but they couldn't save Zaya and Rakan. This is where we're ending. Whew. Are you guys ready? We are not even done with the prequels. Short story. This is titled the short story, The Star Guardian Twin Stars. Riot Games. What the F is the PG stream? I watched the Necrit video about this. I read it all. So let me summarize this. 14 chapters of short stories. If you have an hour, it's amazing. Writing is amazing. The story is amazing. Basically, it's from 2 perspectives. This perspective is like the newest of the Star Guardians. You will see. But this is like from one perspective. And this one, obviously, you can see. This is the perspective of basically Sarah, Miss Fortune, and the others. With that being said, let's just very quickly brief through what's happening. And afterwards, I promise, I'm gonna play the visual novel. What happens is basically Akali was beaten up by some street kids. And Kaisa finds her. Kaisa is a super popular girl in the Valorant high school. So she finds Akali and helps her. And basically Akali was trying to save this dog. And Kaisa's dad has a shelter. So they both bring the dog to the shelter that they save together. And they become friends. Akali is the typical delinquent kind of kid. And Kaisa is like the super popular, perfect grades, you know, your anime tropes. Chapter 1, the fight. A few years later, they're still friends. Kaisa has been helping his father too much in the shelter. She's extremely tired, and Akali tells her that just stop it because you're too tired to do this. Sparks an argument. Akali leaves Kaisa, go to the mall, but then in the mall sees the flowers that Kaisa likes, and Akali is like, all right, I'm gonna buy this flower to her as like a, just makeup. At that moment, she hears a rumble. Now we switch perspectives. We switch to the perspective of Sarah, Miss Fortune. Well, I'm gonna say Sarah and Zaya very similarly. I'm sorry about my accent. Basically, the Star Guardians go to the mall to just chill there, go to shopping together. She didn't hear about Ori for a while now. She was checking her phone, like, what's up with Ori? This is when she also hears this rumble, and something has crashed through this mall that they are in. And this something that crashed down to the mall crashes into the flower stand where Akali was. Okay, and this is where we're going to chapter 3. Once again, Akali's perspective. And those 2 people who basically just crashed down, because these are 2 people who crashed down, they are Zaya and Rakan, who have died, but turns out they have not died. They have came to destroy the city. This is the takeaway from here. This is again from Sarah's perspective. Saya sees Zaya and Rakan. She was like, whoa, what the hell? She can't be them. They can't be real because I saw them die. So she started attacking them. The chapter ends with Sarah just taking Akali because she's in danger and just going outside the mall. When they go outside this mall, they see something very horroristic. That's why I love the horror is the title of this chapter. The whole city is it's like in Endgame. The sky has been torn apart. There are things going down, and this is just obviously Zoe's making, and they're crashing down as meteors kind of to the earth. The chapter ends with there is an explosion, one of these things hitting the park, and Akali remembers that that's where Kaisa was. So she starts running there, afraid that what happened with Kaisa. Akali started running away. Sarah starts searching, where is Akali? Finds her basically just kneeling in front of a lot of debris. Sarah is no, this is too dangerous here. Grabs Akali and just flies up to the sky. And Sarah says that even if there was someone under those debris, it's too late, they're probably dead. This is how the chapter ends in the sky. Akali still cries up there, hey, let me out because I wanna find Kaisa. I know that she's alive. Sarah promises that she's gonna find Kaisa, just leave her do her job. Chapter 8. Sarah immediately goes to the park where she sees Zaya and Rakan. They're fighting with the Star Guardians. Zoe says, Zaya, Sarah, I missed you too. Chapter goes on. Zoe, basically with the peddling star, this is the same as in League of Legends, peddling star just like shoots. Sarah is about to give up, but she keep hearing the noise that don't give up, you are not alone. And it turns out it's none other than Kaisa who is saying these things. Sarah just looks up and finally sees two stars appearing, none other than Ari and Nico. They're back from, little adventure. Every Star Guardian we know is here, and no one is dead. No one is dead, even though Zaya and Rakan are corrupted. Now comes the monster. The monster is none other than Zoe. This girl has like 25 stack Magi's, Rabadons, all those kind of stuff. This is how you imagine her. This, as you can see, Zoe is starting to grow, turning into a monster because apparently like her body was taken over by the chaos. They just again start to fight with Zoe and the ground started to tremble. That's how this chapter ends. It's just like a lot of fighting that's going on. What is found? Now this is when shit start to go down. It is Zoe who's like trembling the ground to make sure that the Star Guardians losing their balance. And it turns out Zoe was gaining her power from the pain. When Zaya is like mentioning how much she was sad when Rakan died, that's how Zoe is getting stronger and glowing even brighter. This is the point when Rakan asks Star Guardians why they left them. And this is like Rakan starting to get on their sides. And Zaya still saying that it's all a lie. Like Rakan starts to believe what Ari is saying. Looks at Ari. Ari nods. This is all when Zoe is about to unleash her final attack. We're changing perspectives. Chapter 11. As the whole city was collapsing, Zoe was sending out these butterflies. But the butterflies didn't like choose between people. The butterflies started to attack even Zaya and Rakan. And this is the moment when Zaya realized that they meant nothing to Zoe. They just attack everyone. Akali is saying, whatever, it doesn't matter, everything is gonna collapse. It was all for nothing. And Kaisa says that it was not for nothing, because they found each other and that's what matters, because friendship is power. This is the moment when Rakan and Zaya actually turns onto Zoe and starts fighting alongside Ari and Nico. Chapter 12. Sarah is wounded from the Palo Star, but she's angry. She can't fight, but it makes her happy that seeing the other Star Guardians once again reunited alongside with Zaya and Rakan fighting. Suddenly, Sarah noticed that Zoe started to glowing again, meaning she gains power again. And that was because Zoe got Zaya, and Zaya was on the ground. The corruption started to took her over. You can see it in the picture. Sarah wanted to help, but she was too weak. And that's it. When Rakan was like, Zaya, I'm gonna save you. And there are some lines in here that is like, I think that's pretty freaking insane. So I'm gonna just read them. No, she screamed, but Rakan held tight. Come on, love. You know how the story goes. Rakan hands Miss Saya's so golden light began to build. No, 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 Saya begged. The prince has to save the princess. Those are the rules. And with these, obviously, Rakan saves Zaya from the corruption. With his basically Rakan corrupted as well, having Zoe's corruption on himself with the other Star Guardians' help. He have observed so much power that he's like, okay, with my last breath, I'm gonna leash out one more attack, and I've all the power that he absorbed, he leash out one more attack onto Zoe. And this is how this chapter ends. And obviously, for a moment, all was darkness before light erupted across Valorant City. So the attack just was so bright, whole city turned into white. Once again, the perspective of Akali and Kaisa. They came out from the shelter and they see that everything is bright. They know that the Guardians have won. But Akali mentions that no, we still lost because Zaya lost Rakan twice. And Kaisa is like, that's true, but still, Rakan sacrificed himself for everyone here. Whole thing ends with a really beautiful line. I think I get it. Akali said, only half lying. But Kaisa, don't shut me out next time. You can rely on me too. Kaisa nodded, but Akali shook her head. Promise me. Last chapter, guys! We are there! Last chapter. Obviously, as the battle is over, Zoe is nowhere to be found. She has been defeated. But there are still some things that they can't look over. A lot of lives were lost in the city. And obviously, Rakan is also dead. So what happens is that this is the moment the Guardians are starting to think that now this whole destruction is can't be kept as a secret. The planet's inhabitants are gonna know about the existence of the Guardians. They have to somehow steal the homes because a lot of the homes were also damaged. Zaya was like, still gonna find Rakan because he has to be somewhere there. And all the other Star Guardians are like, we are a team, so we're going after you. We're going to fight together. In the last scene, only Nico, Ori, and Sarah left on the planet as they're watching the others fly away. The only reason that Ori stopped Sarah from saving Zaya and Rakan back then because Sarah was the only one she had left for her. And the last line this all ends on, she looked up where the other Star Guardians has vanished, to where Zaya was already looking for Rakan. And despite the rising sun, Sarah swore she could see the stars. And ladies and gentlemen, this was the story. Half an hour of talking. And there's gonna be the visual novel. There's gonna be League of Legends thing. There's gonna be Wild Rift. Because Wild Rift is gonna have their own freaking own story stuff. This was just the Star Guardian short story. Half an hour on stream. And the most recent one that I think you guys have seen by Peter Robinson. Peter? Did I say Peter? By Porter Robinson. Most of you guys know him. I knew him. I really like his work. Actually, I watched this video before I knew anything about the story. So now that I know everything about the story, this video is like a lot more important. Because in the first scene, we see Zaya and the Kali just like holding each other's hands. They are very good friends. Only if this quest came out 1 month earlier. Okay, I don't, there's one part that I don't know. Kaisa wakes up. She's like, oh no, Akali, where did you go? But I don't get it. Like, Akali has not died, no? Or I don't know. I don't know. Wait, this song is not copyrighted, right? This is Riot Games. Anyways, this video is obviously about Zaya just like still crying about Rakan after what happened there. The music video is like kind of foreshadowing, I think, because we don't even know how Akali and Kaisa became Star Guardians. I don't think that was mentioned anywhere. But, ladies and gentlemen, after an hour of me explaining the prequel, it's time for League of Legends.